Yo, they dead ass just dropped this shit like 30 minutes ago, and I'm like busy editing the next video. But let's go ahead and react to this shit. Hopefully, we actually get a bunch of gameplay in this. Let's see. Because, like, my main issue with all these, like, little IGN first things they have with Horizon 6 is there's just hardly any actual gameplay. They keep sitting here talking about a bunch of stuff, but then they're not showing us any of this stuff. Which, at that point, honestly, you might as well just write a fucking blog post instead of sitting here on video talking about it, in my opinion. So, I'm hoping in this that we have a lot of gameplay to actually see the customization that they're talking about. And not just them sitting here talking like, oh yeah, we have this one really cool looking rear wing for this one really cool car that you've never seen before. And then they just don't show us the car. Like, hopefully they don't do stuff like that. Because, like, I understand not wanting to show every single thing so that we're hyped and that it's a really cool moment when we see it for the first time when the game is out. But at the same time, like, don't tell us about this stuff if we're not going to be able to see it. It's that simple. But yeah, let's see what's going on.
Which both modernizes them. So for example, if you look at our headlights and taillights, we've got a new kind of refraction based shader on them, gives them this really authentic look of depth and feel. Also with things like where you have polycarbonate style headlights, there's a sort of a kind of rainbow refraction effect that you get through there, like an iridescence as the light casts through it. We've also reworked our materials used across the library of vehicles as well. So we've done some basic stuff like that outside of customization. Some of the coolest things I think we've done are where we've made investments that touch the entire...
I'm gonna pause here. I'm pretty sure this is new Forza Aero. And honestly, I'm fucking with the lip and the tow hook. But please tell me we can get a version without these canards. These canards are so high up and look so goofy. If they were like down here somewhere, they look cool, but hopefully there's a version of this without the canards. We can get this and then also this without the canards. Because honestly, this genuinely looks really goofy and that could honestly hurt Forza Aero on a lot of cars.
Really thrilled that we've been able to...
Oh, we got the new Integi here. Yeah, so as the window decals, we can see it has this wide body kit, which looks beautiful. It's got mismatched wheels on it. Look at this. Gotcha City Radio. That might be your new radio station. First guesses for that? That's probably gonna be a bunch of Japanese domestic music. That's what I can imagine is gonna be on that station. Also, they're bringing in these cool stickers. I love that so much. Yeah, I'm gonna be using and abusing these stickers for CVC builds. Yeah, this type art looks sick. And this whole area we have here to look at our cars is also awesome.
We've redone the new the front end and the rear wing for Forza Aero. So the new front splitter is completely bespoke to each car. So the car, the vehicle artists now have...
Oh, wait, look at them. Oh, the menus are gonna be like yellow and black now. Interesting, because they were white and pink in the last game. And fuck, I forgot what they look like. I think in Horizon 4 they were roughly the same looking. Well, no, they were more of a orange and white type of thing. Then Horizon 3 was like a bluish green. It was actually this shade of greenish blue right here that was in Horizon 3. And I don't remember for Horizon 2, and Horizon 1 had more like a black and white monochrome kind of look on its customization menus. But go back there for a second.
Is completely bespoke to each car. So the car...
Okay. Oh, they changed the conversion thing here. That's cool. That looks really cool. I like that.
Rear wing, you can customize the end plate.
Hey, whoa, what is that right there? Hold on, what was that?
It complements the rest of the scheme that you've got. And the same is true for the rear wing. You can customize the...
Metallic glitter. That's a new paint material. Oh, interesting. So they added a new paint material. Oh, there's another new paint material right here. Oh, we're gonna get new paint materials. That's nice. That's something I've wanted for a long time too. Because to the best of my knowledge, as far as I know, at least from Horizon 2 to 5, we hadn't had any new paint material types. And if we have had them, they weren't like relevant enough to really matter for people to remember. Now, I don't know about motorsport games. I don't know how long the special paint materials that we have here have been in motorsport games, because the only motorsports I ever played are 4, 5, and 8. And I despise 8 and 5. And 4 is pretty radical.
Semi-gloss, matte, metallics, and then you can dive in right from there to the advanced paint menu and make those adjustments.
Oh, wait, I just noticed something else there. There's a feature, a favorite. Okay, they're probably gonna mention that, but that's cool. I like that. Yo, they're doing a lot of good here with the customization stuff.
Matte, metallics, and then you can dive in right from there to the advanced paint menu and make those adjustments. You can also favorite paints from there,
Yep.
which we think should.
On top of this, there will be over 100 new rims, the ability to choose different rims on the front and rear, and even motorcycle engine swaps for K cars.
So we have,
Okay, well, that was a
5,
given.
over 100 new rims that people can get.
Wait a second. Why do you specifically call out motorcycle engine swaps? Are you trying to say something? Because let's be honest, the motorcycle engine swaps, that was a given. Because basically any car in Horizon 5 that was super lightweight and had like very small engines as stock had that motorcycle engine swap. But like, why do you call out motorcycles specifically for the K cars? They're planning something. I just can't prove it.
In terms of other customization, we've not talked a huge amount about the performance stuff, and
Oh.
we've got a really cool class of car in the game that maybe shows up in a bigger way this time around, James. So maybe
Yes.
we could give an example around K car.
Yeah, so we have a few new
Oh.
K cars in the game, and one of the cool things I think we wanted to lean into is they're pretty small, so get some pretty interesting engine swaps for them. So we've got a few new motorbike engine swaps that all have some great audio, and they also rev to silly numbers. So yeah, I'm really excited for those.
Oh, so we're gonna have more than just one like motorcycle engine swap. Okay. I think maybe that's more of what they meant, and not hinting that at some point we get motorcycles in the game would be epic. But that's sick. I don't know a whole lot about motorcycles, if I'm being honest. But I do always think they sound pretty good sometimes, unless it's some freakazoid at a car meet just rev bombing the absolute fuck out of it. Because I'm getting off track, but that's sick that we're getting more than one type of motorbike swap, because in every other Horizon game where you could swap motorcycle engines in the cars, you only had one specific type of engine. And they're saying these bike engines are gonna sound crazy. Oh, how much you want to bet one of the swaps is gonna be from the Morgan 3-wheeler? Because the Morgan 3-wheeler uses a motorcycle engine. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a V4 or something like that. And 3-wheeler actually sounded really good in Horizon 5 is the thing. Yeah, I'm calling it now. One of the swaps is gonna be from the Morgan 3-wheeler.
I know that players have seen a lot of that Miata from the reveal. The pretty crazy one. Yeah, it's got a V10 with the turbo headlights. I think everyone's one of the first things people
It's
saw.
a
They were
V10.
Like, what is that? And then as you can see from the front end, it's even got like the tow hook like coming out the front end, like the little tongue, which I think is quite funny. Yeah, a lot of the cool like design elements. I think the amount of detail that's gone into just the Forza engines in general, like, from what we were talking about, like we've even gone down to the point where like, how do we make some of these cars? How do these cars like actually work? So, for example, in the Miata, if you look inside in the passenger footwell, like the firewall's actually kind of been expanded, and you can see where like, the welds of where they've put more metal to like even fit the engine to begin with. So, like we would have never gone to kind of like those lengths previously for like some of those cars. In particular, on that car, like. Yeah, I guess you can see like some details like the arches to fit like the gigantic rear like rubber that we've got underneath.
There's the roll cage. We've got working dials attached to the roll cage as well. We've ripped out
This
the
thing
seat,
is
so it's
sick.
now a single seat with a harness, more like a race seat design style in there. And again, you mentioned details there, James. If you look around the car, we've even like reworked the bright work. So where you've got the rivets on the arches, the metal for the handles on the doors, and the fixings for the hard top. On the standard car, those things would be kind of chrome elements. They've been given a sort of brass copper look to kind of knit in with the overall look of the car. So yeah, just that level of detail, like cutting and modifying the bodywork, like exposing an engine coming up through the bonnet, twin turbochargers, they just look so different compared to what you could build through the Auto Show, and I think that makes them really, really cool.
Another cool thing about the MX-5, from literally just the point you were talking about, was the fact there is a bit more customization you can do with that Forza edition. So like, I guess the spec out of the box is this kind of drag car. It's got the drag wheels, you know, it's got drag slicks. It's got this kind of like low drag look. But you can put Forza in the front, and it's got this custom rear wing, and then you can change it, put slicks on it, and then yeah, you can turn it into like basically like a little time attack car. So I think that's something that we haven't done before, where you can actually kind of make a twist on the Forza edition itself and then turn it into something that's capable for something completely different.
Speaking of different, Forza Horizon 6's Forza Edition S-Cargo is about as different as you can get, turning Nissan's quirky 70-odd horsepower snail-shaped mini cargo van from 1989 into an insane rear-engine banshee full of custom engineering and a new central driving position.
The S-Cargo started as a joke from one of our vehicle artists, because when they were working it up for Forza Horizon 5, they noticed that the dials were in the middle of the car, and they were like, you sit on the right, like, why don't they sit in the middle, then the dials actually make sense. And then I guess they just span up the idea of this crazy like time attack space frame S-Cargo just from like a simple joke. But the amount of detail that's kind of gone into that build, from what you brought up of just kind of like they made this bespoke space frame, but it's got a front mounted turbo. Okay, so we need to raise up the space frame so like the actual the exhaust work to the front turbo like makes sense. Like yeah, that thing's absolutely nuts. I can't wait to show that one off personally.
Oh, there's a bit of the engine sticking out at the bottom there. Wow, this thing is incredible. I like this.
Move forward. So yes, it's catering to a specific, very creative.
Oh, wait, look at that.
It's catering to a.
They also changed how cars look in the thumbnails. Damn it, you're coming back. But they also changed how cars look in the thumbnails now. That's cool. I like this. This looks way better. Because when Horizon 5 first came out and they for the first time changed, well, for the second time changed how cars look in their little thumbnails, I always thought Horizon 5 looked a little goofy, like it's just looking down at a toy car. I never really liked that, to be honest, the way it looked. But I like this a lot more. I like this look way more than it did in Horizon 5. Oh, and it also shows you what tire the car is on. That's very nice.
Every time we had to make a scoping decision, it was, can we still keep the core of this, which is, I can make it, for me, it was, can I have my brutalist architectural living room?
Oh, that looks sick.
With a 911 parked next to my sofa. Can I still make that? Yeah. Yes. Okay. We're still good.
Check out our full write-up on Forza Horizon 6's new customization options on IGN, and tune in next week for a first look at Forza Horizon 6's new rush events.
That was the best one so far. I think that if they play their cards right with this game, that this would genuinely be the best Horizon game ever released. Who knows, maybe even the best Forza game. But I mean, that's a really high bar to beat. You got Horizon 1, Horizon 3, Motorsport 4, like they gotta beat, it has to beat all of those games. So it's an incredibly high bar to beat. But anyways, I think I'm gonna end that here. I'm gonna go ahead and continue editing this video that I'm making right now. I'm actually probably gonna stop that and get this video out later today or tomorrow. Well, I'm really shooting for today, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and try to get it out today. If you're new around, stick around. So I'm gonna be streaming this game all day, every day when it comes out. Dog, these fuck-ass construction workers fucked up the intro too. As I was saying in the video, if you're new around, stick around, sub to the channel and the Twitch channel. That I'll be linking in the description, because I'm going to be playing Horizon 6 when it comes out, and I'm going to be playing it a lot. But yeah, I will see you in the next one.